should be 8 of those left, yeah. What happened?
I didn't say anything.
Something happened. I can feel you staring at me.
Impossible. I do not have eyes, Barnaby.
Alright, it's my eyes. What?
You have an email.
About?
Well...
Don't tell me it's another skeleton pre-order saying they haven't got it. I'm not the one who ships everything out, alright? I can't help if I have the CD in stock and some people haven't gotten their pre-orders. They didn't pre-order through me. Like, I'm not the person to yell at. I can't help it if whoever they pre-ordered from isn't shipping them out properly. I mean, it sucks. It sucks to pre-order something and then not have it for release day, but also see people who just went out and bought it get it sooner. People who didn't pre-order get it sooner than you did. Like, I get it, but, you know, it's not my fault. Oh. Hello, sorry, I didn't hear you come in. Or up to the counter. I wasn't ranting about anything that's been driving me crazy. Sorry, are you wanting me to check you out? I mean, to check out with, whatever you've bought, not for me to check you out, not like that. Shall we start? Hi, my name's Barnaby, I own this music shop. Did you find everything you wanted today, or? Oh, you just got here. Okay. Can I ask what brought you up to the counter then? You've been wanting to get into buying physical copies of music, but you don't know where to start. You've quite literally warmed my undead heart. So you haven't gotten into, like, collecting physical stuff before? Okay, I see. No, there's absolutely no shame here. I get, like, you know, firstly, owning music at all rather than just streaming it is a privilege, especially, you know, what with the cost of living crisis and everything, you know? That is very much a privilege to be able to buy stuff and buy physical copies as well. And, you know, I get that with some younger generations, they might just not be as used to having stuff, and, you know, I get that it's convenient to have everything on your phone. I mean, physical copies take up room. If you're living in a tiny shoebox apartment, you might not have anywhere to put a whole stack of CDs or records, and then have a record player, you know. If you want me to give advice or, like, talk things through with you, I'd be more than happy to. Like, I didn't make a shop for no reason. Like, I love talking about this stuff, so if that's what you were hoping for, we can talk. Awesome. No, you weren't interrupting on the no, I wasn't on the phone with anyone. Oh, right, you probably heard. That was my assistant? Like Siri.
If you are about to compare me to that unfeeling, unthinking voice in mobile phones, you will be getting punished when we get home.
Literally have a customer. Could you? I'm so sorry about that. That was unprofessional to say in front of a stranger. Bad sense of humor. Yeah, so I guess not like Siri. Like sort of, how do I put this? Like, No, not like chat GPT. No, we don't support that kind of bullshit around here. No, and frankly, yeah, I mean, if he's already offended at being compared to Siri, I mean, I don't know what would actually offend him more. No, no. Generative AI, it steals from people who didn't consent to have their work put into that. No. If you just kept your mouth shut, I wouldn't have to keep doing these introductions every single time, but it's fine. This is Oscar. That's all you need to know. You can ignore him. And I can help you. If that's okay, if you're not entirely creeped out. He's not a man on a phone, or Siri, or he's do you watch sci-fi stuff? So you understand the like fantastical concept of like a sentient, like actually fully sentient, like real and yeah. Cool. So, if I said that that's what Oscar is, would you try and steal him, or be uncomfortable, or are you cool with that? Oh. I mean, yeah, I guess it's pretty cool, yeah. No, I didn't. It's a long story, but, no, I didn't make him, but, he stuck with me now, for a long time, to be honest. So if that doesn't creep you out, we could continue. Sure, he can hear you, you can say hi.
Hello, valued customer.
Oscar, it's not very polite, is it?
Well, I do not know their name, and I think you are overly friendly with strangers.
What? Sorry, I mean, you don't have to tell us your name, to be clear. Also, yeah, he's, what do people say, like, an acquired taste. He's a bit of a grump. But don't mind him, he can be responding to emails. Can't you? Please, would you respond to some emails while I help out this customer?
Fine.
Thank you, love. Now, where were we? With you. Physical media. That's exciting. I would love more people to get back into like collecting stuff, because I think, again, not being judgy. I'm not someone who's going to shame you for not owning a CD or also not knowing how a cassette player works, to be clear. Like, if you want to get into that stuff, that's really exciting, and I'd love to show you. Shaming you is only going to put you off, and not be helpful. Yeah, we're living in an age where, like, media's going missing, I don't know if you look at, like, lost media stuff or, like, those, like, mysterious songs and stuff that actually a bunch have been found, like the actual name of the songs have been found, but not just that, but stuff becoming inaccessible. Like there's this cartoon that the first like couple seasons got released on DVD, and then like the third season never did, and also got taken off of the streaming platform it was on, so it's just gone. There's literally no legal way to watch it. The only way to watch it is to pirate it. There was literally no way to physically actually officially watch it, because it never got a physical release, and it was an exclusive, like original to a particular streaming platform, and that streaming platform's deleted it. So it's just gone. And that sucks, and that especially sucks, it sucks for the audience who's a fan of that show and want to keep watching it, and it sucks for the creator and everyone who worked on making a show that now no one can watch. Obviously, we're talking music here, but I think the same can apply, if that ever happened. Like, if a piece of music never got a physical release, and then, especially if it's like an indie artist maybe who's like just posting their own stuff to like their own YouTube channel, and then YouTube randomly shuts the channel down for whatever reason. Like, loads of channels get shut down these days for like false copyright strikes or all sorts of stuff, you know. That's scary. And I find, you know, having physical media, maybe people would say it's not really necessary. Of course it's not a necessity, but you know what I mean. What with streaming and that, some people question why you would even want physical copies, but obviously I grew up with that kind of stuff. So, or like, you know, I mean, yeah, a little older than I look. That, you know, I grew up with all this stuff. Or no, I wasn't a child, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like, I was here when, you know, CDs and cassettes and stuff was first coming out. So obviously I'm nostalgic for them. You might not have that nostalgia if you didn't have access to them when you were growing up. But sorry, not to assume you're species or anything, but I mean, I can smell you human. That's not weird to say. But I find sometimes just the act of physically like loading in a cassette or a CD, putting a record down, can be really soothing. Something about like actually being able to take time away from looking at a screen, but still being able to listen to music during that time. It's nice, you know, whether you just, if you're just wandering your house, if you're cleaning, cooking, anything like that. Like, yes, you could be playing music from your phone. You could also leave your phone in another room, let it charge, you know. There's just something satisfying about it to me. I don't know what that is. And obviously some CDs and stuff might come with like booklets or posters or other kinds of merch, and records especially, a lot of people, you like display them like on their wall like as a decoration. So there's that side of things. I don't know. I just think it's nice. So let's see. First thing, I guess, do you have anything to play them on? Are we talking CDs, cassettes, or vinyls? Well, we do sell players as well as CDs and cassettes and vinyls. And like speakers, stuff like that, and what with the decline in sales of some physical forms of media and all of that, we do also, as you can see, have some more like accessories, decoration, pop culture fandom stuff. So some figurines and plushies and shirts, and a handful of like graphic novels as well, comics, stuff like that. But I do like to think of it as a music shop still, regardless of all of that. So if you're not sure, you can get like kind of early 2000s type CD players that have like the CD player at the top and the cassette player at the front, and also like a radio aerial, so you could kind of 2-3 in one that if you wanted to try cassettes and CDs. If you don't have a lot of room, there are some like more compact like stuff you can get that can play discs, or if you wanted like an old school kind of portable Walkman CD, like a portable like CD or cassette player, those are quite small, and you can have them plugged in if you wanted. In terms of record players, that is going to take up more room. I mean, there's different sizes of vinyls, but if you're thinking like the typical, like the regular size, yeah, that's going to take up quite a bit of room if you don't have the room for it. With CDs, pretty much, I don't think you can go wrong with them. Like, the sound quality is pretty much always going to be good. Cassettes, some older cassettes, if you're getting them secondhand, and we do have some secondhand stuff, like pre-owned, pre-used stuff, but we do test them. But if you were buying them elsewhere, like online or anything like that, obviously they might not work anymore. Audio quality of new cassettes are kind of fine, you know. There might be some that are not as well printed as others. Records, though, I think they're getting maybe better again now, but like for a while, like when vinyl was first kind of coming back, some of them were not made that well, and the sound quality was not as good as like actual older vinyls. I don't know if any of that helps influence your decision at all. Well, if you're not sure if you have a lot of space to put like a big player down or like speaker setup or anything like that, and also obviously that will cost a lot more to invest in that kind of stuff, I could show you some CDs and some cassettes. I mean, also, depending if you have like, do you have like a PC or a laptop? Does it have a disk drive? Yeah, no, I figured probably not. They don't tend to these days. But you can buy like external disk drives, like just little ones that you can like plug like USB into a laptop or a PC. And then if you don't want to have to buy a big bulky CD player and don't want to have to buy speakers, especially if you've already got perfectly good speakers, if you've got a PC, you could just essentially use your computer as a CD player. Obviously, I mean, it depends on your operating system, but like Windows and Mac come with their own, you know, like iTunes or like, is it called Music now on Windows, but you can still, Windows doesn't come with Windows Media Player anymore, I don't think, but you can go online and download it. Or you can download, you know, your own stuff, like there's VLC, there's a JRiver Media Player, stuff like that. Some of them you have to pay for, some of them are free. There's no need to pay for one. There isn't really any need to pay for one. Like, Windows Media Player works just fine. That might be what I still use. That might be, some people might laugh at that, but you know. Sorry, am I talking way too fast? I get excited talking about music and stuff. Sure, okay, I can grab you some stuff, because I'm assuming, are we talking like complete newbie? Like, do you know how to load a cassette into a machine? Again, no shame. That's fine. I can show you how to do that. We can show you some CDs. And then you can have a look around and see if any of the music, any of the bands, artists that you like, if we have them for sale. If we don't, you can, I mean, I do offer, like, I can order stuff in, and you can pick it up from here. Not many people go for that, because obviously you could also just go online and order it yourself, but I guess if for any reason you can't, like, accept post mail where you're at, or you're worried that you won't be in when it's delivered, you know, we can have it ordered here, and you can pick it up from here. But yeah, you can have a look and see. If you heard what I was talking about earlier about the pre-order situation, yeah, normally I don't really handle ordering pre-orders through me, because I've just had that go wrong too many times. Yeah, sometimes what's happening now is like an album comes out and I'll have it, you know, in stock for sale on the day that it comes out. You can come in here and buy it straight away. But some people have pre-ordered it in advance, and they come into the store and see that I've got the album in store for sale, but they still haven't received their pre-order yet in the post. And I get a little angry, which is like, it's not my fault. I didn't, like, the copies that I'm selling isn't your pre-order. I haven't stolen anything, you know? But I digress. Yeah, we can look at stuff. And obviously the sad thing is with physical copies is there's some real good music out there that doesn't have physical copies. I would totally recommend going on Bandcamp. A lot of like independent indie artists will use that to like sell their music digitally. They might have physical copies through there as well. Not that I want to advertise competitors, but like if there's stuff that you like that they don't have for sale on physical copies, I would absolutely recommend ordering it through Bandcamp rather than streaming it on Spotify, if you can, if you have the money. You know, if you're just using Spotify for free, understandable, but there's all sorts of stuff with streaming services. People I mean, sometimes streaming services don't have all the songs you want by an artist you like, and I'm hearing all sorts of rumblings about there being like AI slop on streaming platforms, and perhaps even streaming platforms knowing and being fine with it, saying they'll take it down, they don't take it down, all that stuff making it into the playlists. It's all about playlists these days, oh my god. Like, no one's making albums anymore, they're just making singles in the hopes that they'll go put on place. That's a different rant. But genuinely, like, if you buy someone's album off Bandcamp, that's like, the money that you're giving them is like the equivalent of streaming their album on Spotify every day for like weeks, months, maybe years. If you can, that's always a good place to check out. And it's artists selling something themselves. You could think of it like an Etsy, but for digital music. And sometimes physical music. I guess just for music. Like Etsy, but for music, if that makes sense. Or audio. There's some like places like podcast audio drama things that sell their stuff on there. Yeah, I remember buying Night Vale stuff off there years ago. Right, let me put the keyboard to one side. I was gonna say, do you mind what CDs I grab? But like, I'm just gonna grab some stuff that I have here that's already open. Because obviously I play music in the store. So I have like my own like personal like copies or like the store's copies of certain CDs. I was just gonna grab those. I don't really want to open brand new CDs unless you want to buy them first. But I think you want to see how things go. Yeah, so you'll have to put up with my music tastes, I'm afraid. Let me see what I can grab. I have CD-wise, I've got this little this is the Sony Discman compact disc compact player. It is a little thing. It is meant to be portable. This one is broken. It's not for sale. What year is it from? I don't even know. 90s, I guess. But I can't be more specific than that. But it is a... Do you even know what a Walkman is? Do you know what an iPod is? Okay, so like an iPod, but it would play cassettes or CDs, like an actual portable thing that you can carry around with you before like phones, you know, mobile phones, or before you could like put loads of music on stuff before iPods existed or MP3 players existed. Had these. But this is CD for CDs, obviously, so it's kind of a bit bulky to carry around. It's not, to be honest, it's not that much bigger than a CD case. Obviously, it weighs quite a bit, though. The point of this being broken is, obviously, it is meant to be portable. That's kind of the whole idea of Walkman. You can walk with it. But it has rechargeable batteries, and the rechargeable batteries have died, and they will not recharge anymore. But it will work if I plug it in. So, let me get the... I had this plug in recently as well. This plug, which is ridiculously gigantic. Where's the end of the cable? Is this it? Oh, this way. Okay, that is in. If I could get to the cable, that would be lovely. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, you don't mind if this takes a while, right? You're not like busy or anything. I'm known to ramble. Okay, sweet. So that is, are you turning on? I forgot where the power button is. Oh, it's on. Okay, it just automatically turns on. Let me grab CDs. What do I have that is? These two, and then grab a mini CDs. Okay. No, I'm alright, please. It's no problem at all. I love talking about this stuff, and there's no one else in the store. No, we're not normally always the busiest. Like I said, not everyone's out here buying physical copies, so I appreciate your patronage. Or, hey, if you decide to go to one of the big chains, well, I suppose there's only one big chain left. If you decide to go to HMV and not here, I'm not gonna be too upset, but, you know. I will say, we can compete on prices on some things, especially, like I said, because we've got some, like, pre-owned stuff, which all works. Like, I test everything, all of the pre-owned CDs, vinyls, cassettes, all of them work. So, go get those for a steal. Do I do CDs or cassettes first? Dealer's choice. I don't know. Let's do cassettes. Okay. So, I do have some, crazy, if you can believe it, but some companies do still make, music players. But I do also have, like, old, again, secondhand machines as well. Both, like, regular players and also portable ones. No one really ever wants to buy the portable ones, but I think they're cute. This is mine. This is a Hinari personal stereo cassette player. So basically like a knockoff Walkman. So this is a portable cassette player. This does still work because it doesn't take rechargeable batteries. It just has like regular it's got double A's in it. Which, now that I think about it, I haven't actually turned this on in a while. Like I said, just keep it behind the counter here. The batteries might be dying. But hopefully not dead. But if I play it and it warbles at you, like if the sounds are wonky, that's not what cassettes do sound like. But I find cassettes fun. I don't know what it is about them, like the shape and things and just the act of putting one in. I have walking around with this thing. I guess the weight of it isn't as bothersome, to a vampire, someone that's not human. But you know, you can't really put this thing on your pocket, but you could carry it around with you in like a bag. So obviously each cassette player is going to be different, but there will be some kind of button to open it so you can put the cassette in. I'm hoping you've at least seen like a DVD player function or something. So this one, I can kind of pinch and pull it open. It's at the front here. Some things, you will just literally push the cassette in, kind of like you would with a VHS. Oh, if you don't know, you probably might not know what a VHS is. But essentially, there would be a slot, and you would just push it straight in. Obviously, which direction you push it in does matter, and which direction you put it in here does matter, because most, if not all, cassettes, I mean, I guess it depends what someone wants to put on them, are double-sided, because obviously that's the other thing with vinyl that I should have said. You can store more songs on a CD than you can on a record, because on the record it's literally like, the music is like carved into the thing, the disc, if that makes sense. And obviously there's only so much physical space on a vinyl disc, on a record. So you can store more on a CD, but still not loads. That's why some albums you might see it's like a 2-disc, 3-disc CD, because they want to fit every song on there. I would honestly much rather pay more money for a 2-disc, for a 3-disc CD. I'd rather pay more money to have 3 discs than pay less money and have them cut some songs out in order to fit them on 2 CDs. Right here, right now, soundtrack. What? I didn't say anything. Oh, goodness. I'm not trying to take digs at a certain band today. I do love them. Speaking of, let's see. I have this little baby. Both of the cassettes I have here are modern cassettes. I can go grab a vintage one if you want, but I'm not sure that it will matter. Slightly different boxes. This one is just entirely clear plastic, and the cassette itself is clear. This is the prequel album by Ghost. And then I also have Booktick's Abracadabra album. I'm going to blank on what year prequel came out. Was it like 2018? From 2018, this one is from 2020. So the Abracadabra album here, this album, has a cardboard sleeve, kind of almost like a dust jacket on a book. If I can slide it off. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. The case itself is white, and then the cassette itself, as you can see, is not clear. It is a solid white colour. It's also got like this gold foil on it. You might see some band releases, for example, to bring up Ghost again, that they might release the same record or cassette in like multiple colorways. Like I think they're right here right now, Cassette. I have it in the red, like solid red, like opaque red. But I think maybe there was a transparent, and maybe there was a purple or a white. I don't remember what colours they were. And I know Skeletor like had a bunch of different colourways for the vinyl. I feel like they're releasing a different colourway every day. So we'll see how it plays prequel. So open, take the cassette out. Sometimes, well, they'll always have some kind of little piece of paper. It might literally just be to have like a front cover, like a picture. But sometimes they will fold out, like this one does. This... Is it a full lyric booklet? I'm not quite sure. It is a lyric booklet, and then the credits are in here, but I don't know if that's all the lyrics, because I don't know if it could fit them all in here, but maybe. So that's that. So, double-sided cassettes. A-side, B-side. It will say either on the cassette or, on the booklet, usually on the cassette, what songs are on which side. So in this case, side A has Ashes, Rats, Faith, See the Light, and Miasma, and side B has Dance Macabre, Pro Memoria, Witch Image, I can't say that, and Life Eternal. So, cassette player. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong every single time. It does matter. You may say, Barnaby, that's my name. I think I mentioned it. When I put the cassette in, how do I know if it's going to play side A or side B? Which is an excellent question. And to which I say, even though I've been listening to cassettes for decades, I can never remember. You'll just have to put it in and find out. I'm sorry, that's not good advice. Also, the thing with cassettes, unlike CDs, cassettes and also VHS tapes that have like movies and TV on them, you have to rewind manually, by which I mean you can't just skip ahead to the next track, you can't skip back to the next track. You can do that on CDs, you can't do that with cassettes. You have to press rewind and then sit there and wait until it gets to until it's rewound or fast forwarded to the next track. Actually, I shouldn't say rewind. So there's not a rewind button on this one. The way that this one works is if you, let's say you're playing side A and you want to rewind, you would flip to side B and then fast forward. And then flip it back to side A. Like, fast forwarding on one side rewinds it on the other, if that makes sense. But yeah, how do you know when it's fast forwarded enough to get to the next track? You don't. You just have to keep stopping and starting it and be like, is it at the right point yet? So, because that's all more finicky, I think they look kind of cuter, but that might be annoying. I will play it for you. I can't hook this up to any speakers. Okay, tell you what I'll do. I'm going to hook it up to a pair of headphones. Yeah, this doesn't have Bluetooth in it, obviously, because it's old. This is a pre-Bluetooth. If you wanted to wear wireless headphones, you can get some modern players that do wireless. But yeah, if you wanted obviously get speakers, but if you wanted a portable one, you're going to have to get headphones that plug in. Which I do have. I will grab those and we'll plug them in and I'll just turn the volume up as high as I can. So they are... Sorry, is the temperature right in here, by the way? I try to have the air conditioning on, because... Ooh, even the slightest bit of heat, I'm pretty heat sensitive, but it's not too cold for you, yeah? Oh, it's been crazy weather lately, hasn't it? Right, let's see. We are playing. Okay. It is wobbling a bit. Again, like I said, I think the batteries are dying. Yeah, they are. Please don't take this as a sign of what cassette quality is. There you go. And we have music. Obviously the player itself does make some noise if I turn down the volume. You can kind of hear the churning of it. It's almost like a tiny little train. But yeah, this thing has like this big bulky clip on the back. The idea is, I guess, that you like slide it onto the top of your like trousers or like a belt. I'll be honest, this thing is so stiff I think it would just snap off if you tried to shove anything up it. Oh yeah, is this side A or side B? That's such a good question. I forgot what song this is. Oh, people are gonna call me a fake fan. You wanna stop it, there's 3 buttons on the top on this one. Stop, fast forward, and play. I think it's whatever side is facing inwards is the side that's playing. I think. So I just switched it round. Okay, this is probably right. So this is side B. Don't mind the scream, sorry, it didn't like how I stopped it. Okay, it's whatever side faces outside plays. Oh, whichever one I said was going to be wrong, wasn't it? So there's that. And if you want to slide them back into the case, you're going to put tape side down so that these pegs line up with the holes. Kind of keeps it in place. The Booktick album has an extra piece of paper in it, which folds out really big. It's got like all, which is really cool. I don't know if this was an exclusive from where I pre-ordered it. I think I pre-ordered it from JPU Records, is that what they're called? But this extra lyric booklet has all of the lyrics in Romanized Japanese. And I mean, I can't read hiragana, katakana, and kanji, so this is super helpful. So it has everything written out in the English, in the Roman alphabet, and also the English translation of all the lyrics. Just wait. Again, so if B side, if it's going to play whatever side's facing outwards, let's see if we can get the A side playing. Obviously, you're not really meant to use headphones as speakers. But you get the idea, yeah? Right, so let me see about CDs. Sorry, you're not here to listen to my taste in music. I mean, if you wanted, we could sit here and listen to the whole album and talk about like opinions on songs and stuff. But you've got places to be. Sorry, I shouldn't have even suggested that. That's really, or you're just a random customer. You're not looking to come in here and like make a new best friend or anything. Ow! I'm okay. I caught my finger. I'm okay. So, cassettes are a bit of work. I get that. So, let us move on. Again, the CD player also doesn't have speakers, so we'll just use the headphones again. So, I brought a couple examples of like different kinds of CDs, and none of these are... Wait, is this a double CD? Aha, okay. So, classic jewel case CD. Plastic. A pain. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. The thing with the paper ones, good for the environment, sometimes flimsy as hell. Sometimes the paper ones have a mix of plastic in them as well. This is a full plastic one. Open it like a book. CD booklet. Now, there's these little, like, half circle, like, semicircle little, like, prongs that keep the thing in there. Good fucking luck getting it in and out. Like I said, so many CDs I had, I absolutely creased or ripped the booklets because those little nubs got stuck. But usually CD booklets will have all of the lyrics. This one does not. Yes, it does. It does. They're at the back. So this is like very nice illustrations, one for each song. Sometimes they will... You're not normally going to get really nice illustrations. You might get, like, photos of the artist or the band. Nice picture of them in the middle. Yeah, you can tell they didn't, like, have his face paint figured out yet. Like, this was clearly made in the transition between Secondo and Tozo, because that's clearly, like, Secondo's face paint, not the face paint that Tozo ends up wearing. And yet, it's, like, got some of Tozo's, like, elements, like, clothing elements. Anyway, you don't need a lecture about the lore of, most ones don't have lore. It's fine. So this is a double CD. So normally the case will just be like this, but because this has 2 discs, you're going to pull the middle bit up like that and flip it over. And there's disc number 2. This is the... God, there were so many different editions of this album. This one is the one where essentially the second disc is the Popestar EP. Sure, well, we can play that one. So there is a little button to pop this open. CDs are a bit of a pain to get in and out, same with DVDs. Put your thumb in the middle and it might feel like you're going to snap the disc. I promise you you're not. And yeah, I say that and yeah, I'm scared I'm going to snap it. Come on, okay, there we go. There we go. Obviously they can get dirty. If it has a scratch on it, it might not play properly, so do try and not scratch them up. Obviously, if you think it looks like there's something on it, you can just give them a little bit of a clean. I normally just wipe them on a t-shirt. Maybe you should probably have a proper, like, anti-static little micro-cloth thing, whatever they call them. Where's the volume control on this one? That is not volume, that is bass boost. I did not know this thing had bass boost on it. Okay. This play also doesn't like being moved around, so if I'll try and leave it on the desk and not move it. That is the max volume. Okay. Let me hold one of the headphones up for you. Can you hear that? I hope you can hear that. So yeah, simple, and like I said, with CDs, unlike with cassettes, if I just press this button on the next track, obviously just making a bit of a noise as the CD spins around, if you press rewind, it will just go back to the beginning of the track we're on. You'll press it twice, like double tap it if you want to go back to the previous track. This does have a repeat mode as well, meaning like once the CD runs out, it will loop back to the beginning, it won't just stop. Do you know about hidden tracks? Okay, well, this doesn't, but some CDs, especially like older albums, have hidden tracks, which is a thing you completely miss out on now with digital copies of stuff. So a hidden track on a CD would typically be like right at the end. It would be at the end of the CD. And let's say a CD has like 10 tracks on it. And that's all it says on the back. It just says 10, right? So, CD player's playing the CD away. Track 10 is finished, that's the end of the album. But you're in the middle of something, maybe you're washing up, maybe you're like colouring in, I don't know, whatever you're doing. So you leave it, you think, you know, it's going to stop on its own when it reaches the end of the disc. So you sit there, and there's like a minute, 2, 3, 5 minutes of silence, and all of a sudden you get jump scared. Because a song's playing. So a hidden track is essentially the final track on the album will have like several minutes of silence after it ends, and then an extra song. So that's why it's like hidden, because it's not mentioned or listed on the actual like back case of the album. You just get a heart attack from it and get scared by it turning on. Obviously you can't really have hidden tracks anymore. I mean, I guess, you know, I'm not saying people don't, but, you know, what with streaming and all, they'd probably be like, hey, there's an extra song there, you need to there's that, there's an extra song. And then it's not hidden anymore, is it? Snap that back in. Okay, so that's a double CD. Ah, I got my t-shirt stuck in it. Okay. This is a kind of half paper one. So some paper ones will have the CD, like, where the CD booklet is in here. So you see how you can kind of pull this apart? Like the edge of it, the paper just kind of pulls open, and inside here is the booklet. Like a full kind of cardboard paper CD would have the CD in that as well, so you do have to be careful. Obviously you don't want the CD to ever fall out. This has some plastic in it. I can't get this back in. Oh my god, that's the other thing. There we go. Okay. That it is on like a little plastic back thing, so you can still pop it out like so. Sometimes you might find, I mean, is there a price difference really? I mean, if it's new, like a new album that's just been released, you might not find that the paper one's that much cheaper. I think it's mostly, I mean, I presume it's probably cheaper for them to make, I would hope. So, because it would incentivize people. Is it still max volume? You can take one of the headphones and hold it up to your ear if you want. So yeah, sorry, that what we were playing before, this is Meliora by Ghost. The deluxe edition, so it has 2 discs, the second disc being the Pope Star EP, and this, what we're listening to now, is, hang on, I'm gonna read it out loud in my brain before I say it out loud. Teatro Dira, do not come at me for that, okay, do you speak Italian? Okay. By Måneskin. Again, same. And then the last thing I have, which you're not really gonna find. I don't think these have made a comeback. This is a mini CD, which you might find if you're like looking at like older vintage secondhand stuff. Specifically, this is the Rusty Nail single by X Japan, another Japanese rock band, visual K band, like Booktick. So this just, there's no case or anything on this one. The paper just like flips up and there's the CD. Isn't it just a cute little baby? It's what, like less than half the size of a regular CD. But it still fits in a regular CD player, even though it looks like it's gonna get lost in there. You can still pop it straight in. And there you go. They still have 2 tracks on it, so this has the single and also the karaoke track. Oh my goodness, the instrumental. But yeah, you're unlikely to come across mini CDs unless you do go looking for singles, because, like, I mean, they are a mini CD for a reason. I don't think you can get as much on them, probably. So usually just, like, singles would have been released on these. Or maybe little, like, promotional stuff that maybe would have just been given out to journalists, stuff like that. So yeah, there's my little rant. Did that at all help you decide? CDs are certainly easier, yeah, like I said, because you can just skip ahead or backwards to whatever track you want. Also, if you want to get into CDs, most albums are still being released as CDs, whereas cassettes, no, most albums are not still being released as cassettes. I mean, some bands, so like Ghost, obviously is still putting their stuff out on cassette, but not all of their albums are on cassette. But most, like, if you're into more like pop music, like charting pop music, I don't think much of that is getting on cassettes. I mean, I don't follow pop music as strongly, I'm going to be honest, if you couldn't tell. But if you wanted to be able to, like, have the same kind of media for all the albums you love, then CDs are probably going to be, CDs or vinyls would be the way to go. But again, not every CD, oh my god, not CD, not every album also gets a vinyl. That's probably more like, if you're an indie artist, and they're getting a physical copy of their stuff, then it's just going to be CDs, is the most likely case. So if you wanted to not just have a cassette of this album and a CD of this album, and like if you wanted all the same, especially if you want to display them or something, then CDs would be the easiest thing. They're the easiest thing to play and use and still get, like, CD players. It would be easy for you to get than a cassette player, which we can sell you. If you do want a CD player, like an actual proper, like, CD player unit, or I can also sell you just like a disk drive, like a CD-ROM disk drive that you can get to plug into your computer or laptop if you want to use your computer or your laptop as your speaker system. We have those as well. In terms of the portable stuff, I don't think we have any portable, like, CD Walkmans for sale, because, I'm gonna be honest, no one wants them. I just have this thing as, like, almost like a display piece, almost like an antique at this point. Let me put it away. Yeah, that comes with its own carrying case. Like, little satchel bag, messenger bag type thing. Was any of that helpful? I feel like I've talked to you for ages and you probably just wanted to come in here and buy something and leave. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I was really glad I was able to help you. Sorry I talked for so long. You didn't mind? Oh, I worried that, of being annoying or too much or anything like that. Well, that's a very nice attitude to have, enjoying when other people talk about stuff they're passionate about. So if you want to have a wander around, or if you want me to check if we have anything, mostly if we have a copy of something, it'll be out, but obviously there is a chance that maybe someone picked the last copy that was on the display and I still have more in the back. So I can also check on the system for you if you want to see if we have something in stock rather than go rummaging around. If you want to stay up here and chat more, sure. Yeah. Let me get my keyboard back. Okay. What do you want me to look up? We have, so we do, it should be out on the display. So the racks are sorted alphabetically by artist, by first name. So, like, obviously if it's a single thing like Mudhead, Hosier, like, that's gonna be under that. But if it's like a person's name, so like, oh my god, so many pop stars, and people just go by one name, so like who's popular? Sabrina Carpenter, that would be like under S. I really went back and forth on whether or not to put it under the first name or the second name, but then I thought, well, what if you get someone like Kylie Minogue? People kind of just know her as Kylie, they're probably not going to look under M for Minogue. So that's yeah, how some places do have separate sections for genre. I find that a little complicated, especially if an album kind of bridges between two genres, and also what if an artist has done different genres? Like, what if they've had like a pop album and a rock album? I know not many artists do that, but some do. So it's not genre specific. Everything, if it's just like by a music artist, it's there. And then we do carry some soundtracks, so like films and video games and like TVs and musicals. So soundtracks do have their own separate section. And then that's sorted alphabetically by the name of the thing. So whether it's a game or a film or whatever, because obviously a lot of them are credited as various artists, which is not super helpful. So, yeah, and then obviously if you want to look at like the posters and shirts and everything else, you can feel free to if you want me to look anything else up. I can do that. Or if you want me to tell you if I think we're gonna get something in stock, or if there's a new CD or something, if there's a new album that you like that's gonna come out, you can always ask if we're planning on getting it in stock. You could always ask us to get it in stock, or like essentially vote on it, and if enough people ask us, then I can try and get them in stock, or any other reason that you might want to stop by. Not that you have to, sorry. I'm not used to people letting me talk for this long. I think a lot of people find me annoying. So, if you ever wanted to just like chat about music, I'd be more than willing. I don't think I've seen you around before. Yeah, sure. Oh, I'm not. Sorry, Oh, that sounded like I might have been hitting on you. No. No. Sorry. We're,
He is taken.
Yeah, sort of, please don't, like, run out of here screaming, or, like, think, we were getting along, right? Most people don't understand. Can I explain? I mean, not everything. I don't know you, but I'd like to, I think. I mean, if you wanted a friend in the area to talk about music with. But yeah, me and Oscar, we have been, we've been together since the 80s. The 1980s, to be clear. I mean, that was probably obvious. He's a computer. Yeah, quite literally. I don't just have like an old 1980s home computer on my desk for the fun of it. Cute as he is. That's him. That's his body, basically. I mean, we have updated him over the years. He can hop into modern laptops and phones, not like a virus, like with permission, like it's specifically to my devices. So I can like take him with me places. We can kind of have day trips in a way without me having to carry the computer around, which I mean isn't a problem. I mean I bring him to work every day. It's not heavy to me, vampire strength. He's really fully sentient, like how you see in movies and stuff. There's no question about it. And I get, even with that, some people would say, well, don't you want him to have like a human robot body rather than be a box, be a literal PC? But it's not something that's ever bothered me. If he really wanted to, then that would be his choice, but he deserves the body he wants, and if he's happy with where he is, I'm attracted to him, who he is and his personality and his voice, and I don't need him to look human. Some people would really draw the line at that, some people would not be able to be with someone that looks like an object. But I don't need other people to understand. I just need them to respect it. Not be weirded out. It's also why it's been hard making friends, Not many people are okay with it. People can be weird, mean about it, but Oscar's sentient. He's alive. He's real. And he's mine. And I'm his. And that's Most people aren't able to get their head around it. But if you can, and you want to chat about music or whatever, anytime, and you can put up with him being grumpy, he's being protective. He's used to, if I try and get close to people, them freaking out. But I'm sure he could use a friend too. If you're down, feel free to stop by. Also, if you want to buy stuff, that's probably the more important thing that I should be offering, like, as a business. And if you don't want to be friends in it, you can still absolutely be a customer. Like, I'm not saying in order to come into my store, you need to have some kind of relationship with me. Like, that's totally cool if you don't want to. I don't want you thinking you can't come into our store, or that you've, like, lost a nice little shop in your area because of this. But, I mean, I guess I also don't want anyone coming in who's gonna, like, come in and buy things to me and smile and then leave and then tell their friend about how there's a weird vampire that kisses his computer. Well, I mean, that doesn't mean I actually do kiss. I mean, sort of. I mean, anti-static wristband. No, you're laughing. Is that like a good laugh, or like you're laughing at me laugh? Think with cute laugh. Okay. Don't know what to do with that information. You did say we, so I think that includes you. Somebody has turned their monitor off so that you can't see him blush.
That is not why I have turned off my monitor.
Oh, and pray tell, what other reason could there be? You went and teased me earlier in front of them, and what? I can't tease you back as a little revenge. Oh, the silent type, is it? Well, we'll leave him to sulk. If you want, I can walk around the store with you and, like, actually show you where to find things, if that's helpful, or I can stay up here, or you can leave. You can totally leave. You have that option. I've kept you talking for long. Oh, God, like an hour. I'm so sorry. Were you, like, on your way to do something? I'm really sorry if I made you miss anything. You're gonna get lunch? Oh. No, I just realised, yeah, we are also supposed to close for lunch, and I just kind of talked through my lunch break. No, it's not your fault. Would it be really weird, considering that we just met, if I offered to buy you lunch as an apology for, like, keeping you this long? There's, like, a cafe across the street. We could eat and chat if you wanted about music, or like, usually I would prefer it if customers didn't eat in here, just because most of them, like, don't clean up after themselves and get, like, fucking sausage roll flakes all over the floor. But you can come and eat back in here with me, and we could, like, blast music if you wanted. Okay, sure, yeah. I'll get the keys. There's no one else in the store, so I'm not going to leave it unlocked. Well, I mean, yes, Oscar is here, but also, not going to fire off any armed bandits anytime soon. So, not that there's going to be armed bandits, you know what I mean? Food, drinks, those are things that people need to survive, even vampires. So, yeah, if you're cool with it. Oscar, are you mad at me?
No.
Do you want me to grab you anything?
No, thanks.
I always ask, even though obviously he always says no. It's just like a thing. I just feel impolite if I don't ask, even though of course he can't eat. Right, keys. I'll grab him. I'll be right back. That means leaving you two alone. Please be nice, Oscar. I'll be right back.
So, you think my partner's cute, huh? Both. If you're trying to make me trust you by lying, that's not going to work. Look, it would be nice for him to make friends, and I'm not trying to cause any difficulty. But if you hurt him...
Got them. Right, we can lock up and we can go. Are you two okay?
We are fine.
Uh-huh. Well, I will be back real soon. Please don't worry. You know that I am physically very capable of protecting myself. Can I have a kiss before I go? Okay. Okay. Please don't, how else am I supposed to... Okay, so the anti-static wristband is there so that I don't get an electric shock when I kiss him on the screen. Can we move on? Please. You really think it's cute? No, I'm not bothered. Frankly, I've been dying to have someone talk to about how cute Oscar is, and there's never been anyone to talk to that about. Also, don't tell him that I said that, but I've been dying to be able to gush about that boyfriend. Everyone doesn't want to gush about that boyfriend, but when your boyfriend's a computer, Thank you all so much for watching, my lovelies. A reminder that custom audio and art commissions are currently open. Make sure you read my rules and message me to discuss your idea before ordering a commission. Links are in the description as always. I also have a Patreon. If everyone who subscribed to me here gave just £1 a month over there, that would help me out a lot, allow me to move out and keep making audios. Rewards of being a patron of mine include access to my Discord, ad-free streaming and downloads of my audios, the ability to leave audio requests, and 2 exclusive spicy audios a month depending on the tier. I also stream on Twitch most Mondays, Wednesdays, and sometimes other days of the week. And I have an Etsy shop called Empty Masks where I sell fan art and original art. My Etsy shop also has stickers and other merch of my original audio characters under the The Vampire Prince section of my shop. Thank you so much to my new patrons. My new fledglings, Karate SVT, Kathleen, Cult Drafts, Liam, Herity, Jack, Luke Cleveland, Harley Brain, Luna Demia, Ghost Orion, Panda Sushi 46, Quinn, Crystal Rose, Mid Romiel, Peach Sweetheart 56, Gender is Useless, Sid, Simba Sweet, Jay, Nikolai, Madison Waite, Victor Agreste, Barnell, Grumpy Beetle, Jaybird, R, Fox, Vague Characteristic, Suzuki Luna, Ollie, Fifi, Koi, D, Asterix, Lisa Peasy, Enna When Aware, Marina Diaz, Anxious Mess Always, Emily, Twilight, Flynn, Baby, Moscowlem, Kinga Noak, Angie, Distracted Demon, Sickly Submarine, Phoenix, Delicate Disaster, Grace, Anonymous Bean, Victor Eric Fade, X Felix, Heather Valaday, Blue Roses, Luca Warmanhaven, Molotov Cookies, Day, Finn, Mars, Patricia Abraham, Arvin Joke, Finn, Audrey Jiglets, Gremlin, Laura, Walk-in Toaster, London Barnes, Tilda, Mart Kristen Heldel, Lisha 07 and Abigail Dawes. And my new familiars, Ezzy, F. Stevenson, and Al Braun.